I'm the servant of all great people, and alas, of all failures as well. Those who are great, I've made great. And those who are failures, I have made failures. I'm not a machine, but I work with all the precision of a machine plus the intelligence of a person. You may run me for profit or run me for ruin. Makes no difference to me. Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I'll lay the work at your feet. But you be easy with me, I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to destroy you. Who am I? Ego, attitude, time. This is a mouth-to-mouth resuscitation I'm doing up here. How many of you have ever heard me speak before? How many haven't? How many don't care? My name is Habit. First you make your habits, and then your habits are going to make you or break you. So look at the habits that are pushing you forward and the habits that break you down. The biggest challenge you have in your business, folks, is that we are vulnerable to the negativity. And when someone would say no to you, obviously, you flip that word around, NO became on to the next person. The reason they said no, they didn't know as much as you know. They didn't know what you know. And I applaud you because you are warriors. Let me tell you, this business and to get in your position, it is not for wussies. It is not for cowards. It takes courage to get to be a diamond. And I describe this business, and you men will love this, it's like giving birth. It's painful. It is painful, isn't it? But those of us that have given birth, and I was in labor 32 hours with my first child, I knew that God was not a woman, because no woman would put another woman through something like that. But even though it was painful, I wouldn't give him back. And let me tell you, the reason that having that kind of an image, to know that it is painful. How many of you diamonds have children? Okay. Anybody have a young child? 7, your name? I thought it was Melissa, but you see, the lights are in my eyes. I can see really good normally when the lights aren't shining in my eyes. Melissa coached me, gave me some good ideas. But Melissa, 7-year-old child, what's the child's name? Carson. Melissa, if I ask you to walk across a board up here, about 2 feet wide, and I said I'd give you $50, Melissa, to walk up here, would you do it? You can take your boots off, you can take your necklace off, you can take anything off. $50. If I take that same board, Melissa, and Carson is your son, and I take that same board and I put it between 2 buildings about 100 stories up, and Melissa, I ask you to walk across it again for $50. The wind's blowing, it's raining. Think about this, Melissa. Would you go across it? $50, would you go across it? Melissa, come on. I know you're a diamond, but you're not crazy. Come on. You wouldn't go across it. Be sensible. You got a child to take care of and stuff like that. Never had anybody say, yes, go put the board up there. I'll do it for $50. It's kind of scary, actually. Work with me, Melissa, okay? We could have rehearsed this, baby girl, but we didn't, so here we go. Okay, Melissa, so the wind's blowing, it's raining, and you're going to walk between 200-story buildings, and you're going to say no. All right, Melissa, I'm going to offer you $100,000 to go trust your life between a board like that, on a board. Okay, you say no, you wouldn't do it, right? Has anybody else got a young child that I could work with it? I get one right here. Melissa, let's say you would not do it for any price. No deal. It's a deal breaker. But Melissa, somebody is holding your child, and the child is in danger, and you're at this one building and you see Carson over here in danger, and this person says, if you want this child back, you got to walk across this 2-foot board in between the two buildings. I'd like to think that all of us would try to save Carson's life, but I know one thing, Melissa would do it, right? Even if it would cost your life, you'd do it. I said this in an audience one time, and a man raised up his hand. He said, which kid are you holding? I didn't say that. And the way that I look at this business is like you are taking a step in front of you each time to save somebody's life. You really are. It's the reason I take it seriously. I don't take myself seriously because I goof up. But I take what I do seriously. And if it's a one takeaway for you, when you go home from Washington, D.C., I want you to take the business seriously. Because what you put into this business is what you're going to get out of this business. No more, no less. And if you're not getting much out of it right now, can I ask you, how much are you really putting into it? Because there's a direct correlation. So here are your diamonds. And if you want to become a diamond, how many want to become a diamond? Okay, all right. Now, this is going to be worth your trip to Washington to get this one. When somebody asks you from now on, what do you do? I want you to stare them straight in the face and smile. Always smile. And just say, I hate to brag, but I sell plexus. I hate to brag, but I sell plexus. I sell plexus. I don't know how you sleep at night. I don't know how you sleep at knowing the millions of people in this country that need your product, and you're sleeping. Sleep. I hate to brag. Now, I'm going to ask Diamond, stare out to the front here. And, oh, I learned how to pose yesterday. You stick one leg out and you throw, and you put your hand down here. She knows she's in here. She showed me how to have my picture made. Get my arm right here. I want y'all to do all, the guys don't do it, and it looks so good on you. I'm sorry. Don't take everything I say real seriously when it comes, you know. Okay. I want you, when somebody says, what level are you in plexus? You see, when you leave here, you're going to know how to mind your mind, because energy follows thought, and what you think about, you bring about. You're going to learn about affirmations, which is a positive statement as if a goal has already been achieved. My neighbor is Muhammad Ali. I doubt if he brags about that very much in my behalf, but I brag about it. Of course, he's in a gated community, and I drive by it on the way to... But I interviewed Muhammad Ali a couple of times in my broadcasting times, and he said, Rita, I was just a poor black kid living in the ghettos of Louisville, Kentucky. But Rita, over and over again, I'd say, I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. And he said, Rita, I became the greatest boxer the world has ever seen because I believed it first. As ye believeth is in the Bible. I'm not making this stuff up, folks. 2,000 years ago. As ye believeth. So when somebody asks you, what level are you? Those of you out in the audience right now, the reason you're not up here, because you want to be, don't you? You know the reason you're not up here? Because you hadn't had as much failure as these folks have had. You haven't had as much rejection. You haven't had as many people tell you no as these people have had. These are your soldiers. These are the people that no matter what, they just keep going. You know, in this business, you've got to be strong. So when somebody asks you in the audience, and you know, I wish I could. I look at you and I love you so much, I'm going to lick you in the face like a puppy. I'm not kidding. You're honoring me by having me here, just to give you a couple ideas. You need 3 hugs a day, by the way, just to keep from being weird. If you hadn't gotten your 3 hugs a day, that you might want to be getting some, because you want to know how you get 3 hugs a day? You give them. You give what you want. What is it you want? You want recognition? You give it. You want praise? You give it. You want gifts? You give them. You don't always get them back from the person you give them to, but it does come back to you. What goes around comes around. I learned that from my daddy, who had a 6th grade education. But my daddy was a mechanic, and he would always stop and help motorists. He used to irritate me. I was a smart-mouthed teenager, and I said, Daddy, do you have to stop and help everybody that's got the hood up on their car in the free world? He'd say, yes, little lady, I do, because someday my babies might be on a highway, and somebody's going to stop and help you, because I'm going to stop and help this fella right now. And I have had that problem. I've been on the highway before. I had car trouble. The people that my daddy stopped to help were nowhere around. He used to frost me. I said, well, where are they, Daddy? You said somebody. But somebody else always stopped. And you know what I would say? Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy. Truly, what goes around comes around. So the build-up for this is this. Those of you in the audience, when somebody says, what level are you in plexus? If you're taking notes, this is a good one. I'm in qualification for diamond. I think that deserves a standing ovation, and I got time. Go ahead. Stand up. Is that a good idea? Is that I am in qualification for diamond? Is that going to kind of make you have a little strut when you and pose when you? Diamonds, you've been such good sports, and I just wanted to recognize you as leader of the pack so that they can look up there and say, you know what? If she can do it, if he can do it, you know the reason they're up here? You know the reason they're up here? Because they want it worse than you. The world steps aside for the person that knows where they're going. H.L. Hunt, a very wealthy Texan, you might have heard of him, he said, decide what you want. Desire is the fuel of all.